For this project, we're doing a 3-foot tall badge for the Maiden Police Department. They're opening up a new department, and this will be hanging somewhere in there. So we had the CNC carve out everything you see so far. The only thing we've done by hand at this point is this texture, and we did that texture using Dremel. And I'll show you the bit we use for that. It's this ball burr bit. Just come in there and grind it away, and then we follow it up with a round bit like this, and that'll get rid of any of the fuzzies and just kind of smooth things out. Then we had the CNC make all the lines for these ornamentals. So now we're going to go in with the Dremel and give some 3D form to those. And the bit we're using for that is this one right here. So we just come in like this, and then go around, and then just keep doing that all the way up. And we'll round that over and sand it out later. So once that's all carved, so we're going to hand carve the little figures in here, and the ribbons here will get carved so it looks like it's actually folding under. And then I think it's going to be done. It'll be ready for a clear coat at that point. So I may stain this. This is poplar. So with the green and stuff in there, I'm going to see how it looks at the clear coat. If I don't like it, I may add just a light stain, just to I think it might look a little bit better with that. So, and then we'll put a clear coat of satin polyurethane over the top of that. Well, I wanted to show you an experiment I'm doing here. This is a carved sign that I've made out of poplar, and poplar a lot of times is used for jobs that require painting because it has this green wood in it. Like here, look at the green color in poplar. But it's plentiful. It's a great wood for carving. Carves very easily, and you can get it all over the place. You can get it from Lowe's. So anyways, there are some wood bleaching products that I'm experimenting with here that I thought you might enjoy seeing. This right here is just a normal clear coat of polyurethane, just a satin polyurethane. Just having a hard time focusing. All right, you can see the tint of green in there. Now over here, what this is oxalic acid, and here's what it looks like. You can buy them different things. I got this on Amazon. I'll provide a link for where I got this. And it's highly toxic. You can get chemical burns very easily. So you need to definitely, I got my chemical gloves over here that I'm using. Anyways, I mixed up this container with the acid and mixed it up. You can see I should have used a little bit hotter water. I think it's having a difficulty diluting in this water. But anyways, put that in there, brush this on, and look at this. It took the green, if you can see the contrast here, that's nice, you know, a green, you can see that green. Immediately it removed the green and gave you this nice, more of a peach or a tan color, more of a pine looking color, or maybe even soft maple. Like this looks like maple here. So I'm very impressed with that oxalic acid. The other product I'm trying out here is on this one, and it's a two-part product from Zinsser, and it's Zinsser wood bleach. You put this A on first, so I just put that on, up, and I let that sit for 5 to 10 minutes, and now, while it's still wet, you put on this part B, okay? Part A, the ingredient on that, let me just remember this, is sodium hydroxide. Same thing, this is it can cause chemical burns. And this is hydrogen peroxide that you put on top of it. So I'm about ready to put that on now, and let's see how this changes color. And I'm gonna have to turn the camera off to do that. And taking this oxalic acid, adding it to some water, and we're going to brush this on now. We're going to do one application, let it dry. All right, well, we put one coat of the acid on this, let it dry overnight, and you can see the crystals are on there. Some folks say you could do 2 coats of this, 1 or 2 coats. I'm very happy with how it looks now, so I don't want to change the way it looks by adding a second coat. So now at this point I have some water, a bucket of water, and I'm going to go ahead and just take a brush and just kind of scrub and rinse this off. Let the water drip, drain off of it. And I'm using my gloves because the stuff, it's acid, so you still have to be very careful with it. And I'll go ahead and do a time lapse of this process. All right, the shield here has been put acid on it, and then we let that dry, and then we rinsed it off with some water, and now it's dry. And now, because we put water and acid on it, the wood grain has been lifted up. So now we're just going to do a final light sanding with some fine sandpaper, just to hit all the areas that are important to be smooth, and then it's going to be ready for a clear coat. But I am so pleased, just to show the contrast with the green poplar. Look at this. Here's regular poplar with some just regular satin polyurethane, just right over it. Look at that green sealed there. Look at the difference. I mean, that really looks like a maple now. Maple or pine. I'm very impressed with this oxalic acid. Okay, the final sanding has been done, and now it's been cleaned off, and we're ready to go ahead and put the finish on. I like using this Czar exterior oil satin polyurethane. I've had good results with this. And we'll go ahead and paint. And look at how beautiful, nice golden, a light golden tone. This is going to be a gorgeous sign. Okay, well, here is the finished badge. This is 3 feet tall. This is made out of poplar wood, believe it or not. Look how beautiful that looks. Let's get some close up. This is done with a CNC. It roughs it out, and then all the texture, I'll show you what I did by hand. All this texture is done by hand. All the little ribbon cutouts are carved by hand. These little things. The seal is carved by hand. All the figures there. All the rocks are carved. And then these little floret things down in here, that's all done. And then also the side, all of that going around is carved by hand. So it's a combination of CNC and hand carving. And if you're interested in something like this, visit customwoodcarvings.com.